So there may be some technical difficulties here. During this setup, right before the show, I updated the program like a complete moron. So we had to jump through some hoops in order to get to where we are now. So I'm hoping that everything's going to run smoothly, but you never know. And so welcome. This is Speak of the Devil. I'm Reverend Campbell, your host, and I have a fantastic show for you this week. So we're going to be talking to an amazing photographer, beautiful woman, Miss Jess Hess. How are you, my dear?
Hello, I'm good.
Okay. So don't look at yourself for the delay.
I did that before I saw myself, okay. And then I popped up, and I'm like, fuck.
I want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's joining us live in the chat room. Thank you guys. Do you have lives? You get on here so early. Like, I want you guys to live your life before the show and then come. But I do appreciate it. So, Wes, good to see you, man. Thanks so much. Tyler, how's it going, man? Pi, Alan, Lonnie, Johnny. I feel like it's like a high school yearbook name calling session or something. Mario, Stephanie, how are you, my dear? Misty, Lonnie again. Okay, you got double time. Lolly, how are you, my dear? Great to see you again. Okay, so, and for everyone else joining after the fact in the chat room, again, this is a little bit different of a setup, so I'm trying to get used to it. I'm hoping it's not going to dampen my vibe, but it might. Who knows? If you have a question for Jess or about any of the topics that we're going to be discussing, by all means, put them there in the chat room, and we'll direct it directly to her. Jess, how are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I'm great. You're beautiful. Thank you so much. I take it all back. Right after that laugh. Win.
I was complimented today.
That's one. Yes.
That'll get me through the week.
Dark and Light, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so I was first introduced to your work through a mutual group, and I was pretty blown away. I mean, it had classical tones. It had almost pop art colors. I mean, it was vibrant. It was reminiscent of statuesque poetry in motion. I mean, it was just absolutely beautiful. And then I looked you up a little bit, a little stalker-like. I mean, not too creepy-like, but a little stalker-like. And I was just like, I have to have this individual on. I had no idea. I still have no idea who you are. But hopefully we're going to remedy that, right?
Maybe, yeah.
You're like, no, I'm going to lie the whole show.
My name's Derek.
How's it going, Derek? Can I call you Big D?
Yeah, yes.
Derek.
The picture you're talking about, I believe it's Bubblegum Jesus, right? The pink and the
yeah. And the no, yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome, but we're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into your method and your madness and your passion, but first, I want to get to know you a little bit more as an individual. So you had mentioned that you might have an offspring member, not the offspring, but like a child watching in another room. Do you have...
I don't know if he's watching. I feel like I hear Fortnite in there, so okay, he very well might not be.
That's good. I mean, do you have any other kids? Is it just the one?
Oh no, just the one.
Is that enough?
It's plenty. It's plenty. I love kids. I really love kids. I love my kid. It's just it's enough.
Yeah. No, I feel you. It wasn't until after 7 years that my wife and I started thinking, hey, how about another one? And then we were like, once we had the other one, now I remember why it took 7 years for us to think that we should have another one, because what the hell did we thinking? Kids. No, they're absolutely wonderful. They're brilliant, and it's amazing. Part of being a parent. And let me ask you this: do you have any favorite parts of being a mother? Like, are there any moments that you're just like, wow, this is awesome?
Oh yeah. Especially when he's sick, because he needs me. Yeah. You know, he's 10 years old now, so he's going through this whole this little shithead stage. You know, he likes to come up to me and jiggle my belly and be like, "You're fat," like, "You're a piece of shit, man." He's good though. just the things he says, he's wild, he's hilarious, and he's bright as hell, and it pisses me off. But it's definitely the favorite part.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think part of what I really loved about raising kids from obviously infancy. I mean, normally I'd like to raise them from a fully fledged human, a grown adult, but no, I always did it the opposite for some reason. No Benjamin Button in my child rearing. That's a weird word too, rearing. So he wants to rear your child. I'm totally losing my track. I don't know where I was going. It's part of what I loved about it was that you get to discover these completely different human beings. So you had all your hopes and your dreams and your desires for how you wanted them to end up being.
Oh yeah, and just
no, go, yeah. I was like punting it.
Cutting up there for a second. I think I missed some of it. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I was punting the ball to you because it looked like you were going to finish my sentence. It's just amazing to see them develop in this new, completely different, sometimes fantastic, sometimes annoying way that they are individuals. They're not carbon copies or anything. It's amazing. I love that.
Mine is a carbon copy of my brother. So that's hell on earth.
That kind of family.
Yeah, no, my brother's great too. He's my absolute best friend in the world, but
that's awesome.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so obviously you're a mother, you got a significant other you tied down?
I do. I am engaged. He is in there passed out on the couch. He's supposed to be keeping the cat from scratching the door, but the cat is scratching the door now.
Congratulations on your engagement. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I mean, you've already, you've moved into a profession, right? I mean, it's all about photography for you. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's an obsession at this point.
Can I ask where that comes from?
I have been taking photos since I was little. I had every kind of Polaroid camera that ever came out. I've been collecting cameras since I was little, like old cameras. I just fucking love it, And then when I was like 13, 14 years old, I would look at pictures online and I'd get sad. I'd get really depressed. I'd be like, man, I will never take pictures like that, So like it became an obsession and I wanted to learn everything I could, and I'd just like go to sleep with tutorials on and shit. And yeah, now I can take pictures like that, which is rowdy. Ow.
It is pretty amazing. I know a lot of photographers, and they usually... Well, let me ask you. Do you know a lot of photographers that can sort of jump in and out different, I want to say devotions, but different just genres of photography, whether it's still photography or food or action, like sports or, I mean, do you usually just narrow focus on one thing as a photographer?
I think that most people do. I know a few photographers that are just excellent at everything. I hit a button. Okay.
You're good.
We're good. Abe, Blind 7 Photography, he takes pictures of like crazy, extravagant models and things, and then, birds, and they're different, but they're all still really good. I think there are, I think most photographers do pick one thing, but I'm obsessed with photography, not so much model photography, although that's my favorite. I just like to take pictures of everything.
Do you think that your devotion to the industry, to the process itself, gives you a stronger sense of, or maybe just a better outcome as a photographer, taking a shot, composing a shot, than someone who is maybe just focused on, their genre of photography?
I don't really know. I would assume so, just because I put so much into it. Like, if I'm understanding correctly, like if the composition's slightly off, I throw it away. It bothers me. I'm very tedious with things. And I don't think that, I believe other people probably are just as tedious, even when they have one thing to focus on. But I don't know.
I did want to say quickly, the Brutal Brandy says she loves you. I'm assuming it's a she. She loves you and so proud of you.
Hi, Brandy.
So, and I asked that because typically you're going to find comedians who are obsessed with the act of comedy, like the act of writing a joke, the process involved. And they typically end up being much more learned, much better performers. They have a tighter set. And I find, you know, in a design field, if you are obsessed with the methodology of constructing design, you're going to be a much typically better designer than someone else who is just sort of throwing things at the wall to see if it sticks. And I would imagine that that would also play to photography. And do you find in your personal experience, and I'm going to front load this by saying that I do, don't let that taint your opinion or whatever, influence your opinion. But do you find that people who are less interested in the process and more interested in the outcome end up more or less successful?
Yeah, I would say that they'd be less successful. Part of creating the outcome is knowing how to get there. You know, you can say, oh, I want to go to this town, but if you don't know how to fuck to get there, you're not going to get there. You're going to end up in some other town that's, you know, probably just as good, but it's not the town you wanted to go to. Becoming obsessed with your craft and learning just everything that you possibly can about it is probably the best way to succeed, and, you know, maybe the only way to get better. If you don't know how to create something, you need to learn how to do it. You can't just kind of cut corners.
Well, there's also the other side of it, because with the advent of the smartphone and everyone has a camera and everyone has a video, everyone considers themselves a videographer and a photographer, and everyone feels like they can do everything professionally. There's the Maestro wrote the Mystery of Mastery essay, and it really speaks to that idea that you must learn your craft and become a master of your craft, and that's only when you are truly qualified to perform in said craft. You have so many people that are dabble in everything, but they're a master of nothing, and you wonder where the quality goes when it's like right in front of your face. No one's devoting themselves to their craft.
Yeah, practice makes perfect. It's, you know, I get a lot of I wish I could take pictures like you. You know, things like that. You can. You absolutely can. I can show you how. You can learn online. You just have to be willing to do it. And yeah, the market's oversaturated. Artists, photographers, musicians, but the truly successful are successful because they're good at what they do, because they're obsessed with it. I don't think I know of anybody who's famous for doing something that they don't love.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Obvious exceptions, but
I feel like you were just like you. So Michael is asking a question here. What is the difference between obsession and compulsion? Do you have an answer for that?
I have no idea.
Obsession and compulsion.
Is there a difference? I have no idea. I would like to think that obsession is something that you like to do, whereas compulsion is something that, you know, you're almost forced to do by your brain. Yeah. Maybe. That seems, I mean,
I'll take that. We'll put a point on the board for that. That's good. Misty is hyping you out here. She says you're so devoted. It's inspiring. She swears you don't sleep. You make a crap ton of your own props and shoots and edits, and that's why you rock. So we're going to get into all that, and we can see all sorts of interesting things behind you. So I want to talk about that for a second, and I don't really want to exit stage left of photography profession, because that's going to be a running theme throughout this entire discussion. We have some photos that we're going to be sharing with the audience, and we're going to be getting into your own personal artistic expressions as well here in just a second. But this is called Speak of the Devil, so I want to talk a little devil with you, if you're okay with it. Okay. Everyone light your candles now. Pull out your Satan hand puppets. I need a Satan hand puppet. Someone needs to.
Kind of sad that I don't have Anything prepared for
We
that.
could Mr. Rogers it, the whole thing. It would be badass.
That would have been badass.
Fuck.
Satanic sock puppets.
Hell yeah.
One's
That's
got
a show.
One's just got like a nose ring.
You and I have to make that show. Satanic
Please.
sock puppets.
Please.
That would be fucking boss.
I'll steal some socks.
We can find a sock. Let's not get him from my son's room because then he's that age. You know what
Gross.
I mean? Know what I mean? Okay, I didn't mean to take it down that far. Let's talk the devil here, people. Where did you first discover? Now I'm fucking stuck with that goddamn thought. Where did you run down? Fuck. Let me start
You
again.
did that to yourself.
Satanism. Go. When did you first discover it?
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea. I've just been. I was one of those kids that used to like to just hang out with people and take EVPs and talk about the world and what we thought was real and fake, and it was just.
I love it.
It just, I don't know, it just led there.
Was
Just
there
a
ever a point where you thought it was something that you later learned it wasn't?
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of us who see, now I don't want to make any presumptions about age at all. I grew up in a satanic panic era where I was told Satanism was one thing, and so I sort of went searching for it under that assumption. And then when I found it, I was like, "Ah, fuck, that's not that at all."
That was definitely, I live in Ohio. There are like 19 churches. Misty, help me out. You're here. How many churches do we have? We got a lot of churches and not much else. And yeah, so I mean, I used to hang out with this friend, and her mom found out that I was an atheist, and started introducing me as the devil worshiper to all her friends. I mean, it's that kind of place, and everybody's not everybody, but just we got people that stand on the street corner with their microphones and scream. And so yeah, I grew up thinking that it was this crazy evil cat killing thing, and it's not. It's a bunch of teddy bears in black, basically.
I hope that's not all it is.
No, it's not. I mean, no, there's
teddy bears in black.
No. So some of us are cool, and some of us are just like
fair enough,
squishy little babies.
There are a lot of teddy bears in black. I will give that. I cannot deny. Far too many for my liking, if I'm being honest. So, Dog is my co-pilot. How are you, my dear? She's asking, or she's stating that she's stalking you on Instagram, and you're brilliant. Your work is brilliant.
Thank you.
We're going to get into some photos so everyone can see that in just a second. 21 churches, they say, in your area.
Is it 21?
Jordan Man Punch said that.
Oh, shit.
Do you know Jordan Man Punch?
I know a Jordan.
I feel like I'd never want to meet Jordan Man Punch because he would punch me.
If it's the Jordan, I think.
just by default. Hey, what's your name? Pop! All right. So you're a member of the COS, is that correct?
Do what now?
You're a member of the Church of Satan, is that correct?
No, I am not a member. Okay. I would say I'm poor, but I'm not. Every single bit of money I have goes into. Yeah.
I dig it. I understand. And I'm always interested in this because typically when individual comes across Satanism, when they think of Satanism, they don't think of an organization called the Church of Satan. They think of other friends or other people that they've known or heard of, or Anton LaVey himself, or they don't think of, I need to join an organization, until they've done some research, and then they see that there is in fact an organization. And we had a really interesting back and forth early on where you had intimated that someone told you that there were theist and non-theistic Satanists. Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on the outside of Satanism and you're sort of looking in, I think it would be very easy to come up to that conclusion because you quite literally do have people claiming that. Mm-hmm. Is it ever something that you've ever considered of? And I ask because this is what drove me. And let me wrap this in a nice little bow really quick. when I discovered Satanism, I wanted to sort of get to the source. I've always been obsessed with the beginnings of things, whether it's humanity or civilizations or religions or whatever. I want to go to where it started. Does that influence you at all? Do you ever think about that? Like, where did this come from?
I guess personally, gee, I don't even know how to answer that one. I completely got lost. I don't know. I think personally, I don't think I do. I think I just kind of pay attention to what's relevant to me at the moment,
right.
If that makes sense. It's interesting. It's fascinating. It absolutely is. But it just takes up so much.
Yeah. I've often found that once an individual joins an organization like the Church of Satan, their perspective shifts.
Yeah.
And they tend... Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, no. Okay. I think that it's once somebody becomes lonely, that they search out these organizations. They have, all these thoughts and ideas in their head, and they want to know if there are other people. And they look it up. They find out that there's lots of other people that are into the exact same things, and they're tired of being alone and having nobody to talk to about these things. And, so like the Church of Satan is terrific. There's a lot of satanic organizations and they're terrific. They get people together, a common goal, just like any club or group, I guess. You get tired of being lonely and you search out a group.
I think that might be a bit of an oversimplification. And I think there's a structural argument that I want to make in that statement. And this, again, perspective shift. When I was a Satanist, I didn't think of Satanist organizations as that typically different because I only saw Satanism. I didn't think of pseudos versus Satanism. And the further I sort of run down this path, you quickly run across people who pretend, people who are fans of, people who like the idea of, and individuals who actually believe, one thing or another.
Yeah.
When it comes to Satanism. And so the idea of theistic Satanism, like little quip that I replied to is, there's Satanists that are atheists, and then there's devil worshippers that are very distinct. There aren't really satanic organizations other than, and this is strictly from, the official religion of Satanism, There's the Church of Satan, which is the organization. But like, for example, you brought up TST in our interactions. That is very much a theistic approach to club mentality, whereas the Church of Satan doesn't actually look for members at all, and it's incumbent upon the individual to have any desire to be a part of it. So Church of Satan has its fair share of people who want connection, and it's been I would call it a bane on the organization from the beginning, where you just have people that are lonely and they like the idea of, maybe their local pagan group kicked them out, or maybe they're into like card reading and they don't have anyone else to read cards with, or maybe they just think that because there's rituals with naked altars at times, maybe they want to get laid, and so they're going to join this organization to try to get laid. Like there's all sorts that are attracted to these tents, and the Church of Satan is it's not foreign at all to this type of individual. And again, it's a bane on the theme of Satanism, but that's what we love about it.
The fake Illuminati people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Also, and it's definitely not just that. It goes all over it spans the gamut. But I just think I find it really interesting to get perspectives of individuals who are not in the organization of Satanism, because I started saying this earlier, once you become a member of the organization, you typically only think of Satanists within that tent, under that tent, as we reference it, or part of that meta tribe. You tend to forget about the individuals in the outskirts. And the truth is, there are Satanists worth their fucking salt all over the world that are not members of the organization, that are doing wonderful things in their individual lives, like yourself, that are practicing their craft, that are mastering their craft. And I would hold up your quality of work against nearly anyone that I know inside, because it's not a matter of whether or not you're a part of an organization. It's a matter of the quality of work that you're putting out into the world. It's about the devotion you have toward your craft. And that, I think, gets lost along the way. Everyone's worried about the teddy bears and the black shirts, and they forget that, no, it's the real life. That's what we're supposed to be focusing on. It's finding what we're passionate about. And now I've been monologuing for like 20 fucking minutes. I'm sorry. This is terrible. All right, I want you to speak here for a second. We're gonna turn on some of the photos that you'd given me access to that I downloaded, and I had to kind of sneakily do it too. It didn't want to let me, but I figured out a way.
I just sent you. It's all good.
It's okay. So I'm in love with this model. I need to get in contact with her. I need to have her phone number, and we got to hook up. This is a gorgeous woman.
Haley is gorgeous. She is taken, but she is gorgeous. I understand.
I see a theme in a lot of your photography where you have these Madonna-esque, twisted Madonna types.
It's pretty.
It is, yeah. Is that all there is to it? I mean, is it the visual aesthetic that drives you, or what?
So, mostly visual aesthetics, yeah. Just things. That's me.
Gorgeous.
Gracias. Just, yeah, for the most part, it's just what I find visually pleasing. And for me, I'm kind of obsessed with religious themes anyways. Even, I think churches are beautiful, even though I can't fucking stand them.
No,
you know?
They are, yeah.
And I like mixing, like, the light and the dark. Like, I like putting a girl in black lipstick inside of a beautiful church or something. You know, I think it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's my fiance.
These are great.
Yeah,
so I think I saw on one of your websites he was suspended with hooks or piercings or something. Is that the same as that photo?
No, he was jumping on a trampoline, and I took a bunch of pictures without the trampoline, and then I threw it in there, and it's just kind of
nice.
Yeah, he can just jump really high.
Look out, Michael Jordan. This is very 90s to me. This is Marilyn Manson early days.
I see. I love this photo, and I love where it was taken. It was the Church of Wills up in Cleveland. Is actually owned and lived in by a terrific Satanist. Oh God, I completely forgot where I was going with that. But I love it. I love him. I love the House of Wills. I love
House of Wills.
The House of Wills.
I gotta check that out.
Eric Freeman does a lot out of there. He's a badass.
Nice.
And that's where that was taken.
I mean, it looks like you have a lot of post-production work in your photography that
Sometimes,
we look at, and that's where I'm leading. Is do you prefer to capture as much as possible on the camera lens first, and then do touch-ups after the fact?
I do, but it's actually a little bit of both. I mean, I remember I said, I'm just obsessed with photography, right? Mm-hmm. So there are lots of sessions that I shoot that I barely Photoshop, and I love those just as much as the ones that I take with the knowledge that I'm going to Photoshop the hell out of them. They're just basically two different kinds of art, and, I want to do both.
That's great.
So I appreciate both, and I appreciate the art of photography because it's not quite as easy as everyone may assume.
No, this is what drives me crazy, is that people do just think because I have a camera in whatever format, I am going to be a great photographer. And they never think about composition or lighting or drama, color, desaturation, focus, depth of field. Like, they just don't have any fucking idea about any of it. So as a professional, can you walk me through your sort of process when you're putting a set together and you have a model ready? What are you looking at first? What are you trying to capture first?
I guess that really depends on what the idea or the theme is. I go into every shoot completely different lighting setups, completely different ideas. It all depends on what I see in my head. If I want it to look a certain way, then I've got to bust these lights out, or I have to put these ones away, or I have to hang this up. It's really just completely different for every different thing I do, because I want my portfolio to look like it was taken by 100 different people. You know, I like that.
Yeah.
I like just changing. So there's no process other than just winging it. Just winging it with the knowledge that I've gained over years of doing this.
Right.
It's easy to wing it when you know what you're doing, but it's
Right.
still just winging it.
And I want to talk about the misconception that I think virtually everyone who is ignorant to the realities of photography has, and it's that you present this amazing shot like these two Valkyries, for example, and they think, oh, well, she just had it really, they set up perfectly, and she took the one photo, and that is it. The one photo is the whole shoot, and here I have this final thing. And the reality is, every photographer I've ever talked to, they're going through hundreds of photos to find the perfect photo.
Oh yeah. I take hundreds and hundreds every time. Now there are sets that I do with the goal of having one photo in mind, just one. Oh, my face again. Scared me.
Back.
Okay. But no, there are sessions that I do where I want to take one photo, and I might take 5 or 6 pictures and be done. For the most part, though, even if I just want one photo, I'm going to take 120 because something can look. And I actually wear glasses. My eyes are shit as fuck. So, I'll take these pictures and they're great, and then you get them on the computer and the shoulder's in focus and the eyes aren't in focus, so then I have to scream and just punch stuff, and so having hundreds of pictures is it's just kind of necessary sometimes.
Yeah. Is there ever an issue where you're just staring too long at a subject, or you're trying to compose it and you've been at it too long that you just have to say, we're not going to get it, we got to come back, or I need a break, or like, how often does that happen?
Not quite yet. I've never had to reshoot anything. I've always been able to get what I want and then some, thankfully. Knock on wood, because it'll be some fucking shit next week. I'll just fuck it up. I'll be like, it's because of that Friday the 13th shit I had to do.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have difficulties thinking of what to do. If I want to make something really extravagant on Photoshop, like if I'm going all out and I have no idea what I want to do, I'll just go, hang out with my buddy Libby, drink some brewskis, come back to it. She sits there, she's like, "You're so good." I'm like, "Thank you." And then I edit the pictures, and So if I'm having trouble, I just I walk away. I come back. Haven't had to reshoot yet though.
Nice. So do you typically shoot for other people, or do you shoot for yourself?
It's a mixture of both. I get hired to take pictures, and actually, thankfully, I've shot for myself enough that I get hired to shoot really weird stuff, which is awesome because that's my favorite.
After seeing your work, I really want you to do a family portrait of mine.
That would be awesome.
Bad.
You're out in the mountains, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, I would love it.
It's pretty out there. I need to get to the mountains.
Yeah, we could find a bear and just pose with it.
Oh my God, so many bears. We'll put it in black.
Yes. Shit. Okay, so go ahead. I thought you were going to say something. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Okay. This lag gets to me because sometimes I'll think you're talking, but I remember that this is the past. I'm viewing the past.
Yeah. We're very much time travelers in this format. We're ahead of where we're actually interacting, which is a little fucked up. All right, so here's what I love about your work, and I mentioned it at the top of the show, is that it's vibrant. Yeah, sit back, just relax, let someone shower you. It's vibrant, it's alive, it's sexy, it's exciting, but it's different. It's not overt sexy, it's weird. It draws your eye. I feel like you have very well mastered the command to look, and I think this is something that artists in general, but especially photographers, typically struggle with. And I say that working in an industry that relies on photographers. I'm in advertising, and we always have a problem with even the best of photographers getting that perfect shot the way that we ask. I want to hear about shoots that have gone horribly awry. Like, have you just had a bad experience? Did you have like a boring client? Like, what was your worst shoot?
Oh gosh. Okay, I need to think. There's a couple, I've worked with a couple people that have made me uncomfortable. Oh, I got it. All right, dick dude. There we go. I couldn't, sorry.
Did you say dick dude?
Okay, so this guy, I was like, oh, there's some I could talk about, but I don't want to make them upset. I don't want to hurt any feelings, but this guy, right? Okay. So I've already blocked this guy anyways. He hired me to take photos for the body modification e-zine.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the BME Pain Olympics thing? Yeah, so he hired me to take pictures of him of that, and he had, head to toe tattoos, including the snake and the butt, like in the crack and everything. He had 36 piercings in his balls alone, and they ranged from 00 to smaller. And so we get there, and we knew, I knew what the shoot entailed before I got there. I was getting paid. It's whatever. And I had to bring an assistant, and he wasn't comfortable with my male assistant, so I brought my mother. And my mom did awesome. She was holding lights for me. She was getting up there, and you had to get real close to get pictures of the wang and to get the light up through the crack and stuff. And it was interesting, and I swear, like editing the pictures was worse than shooting them, just because I had a big dick on my screen, and so I had to work at night, and then he started messaging us both every other day, wanting to hang out, wanting to buy us drinks. I'm like, look, dude, you pay to take pictures of your dick. I'm cool with that, but I don't want to have drinks.
I don't get that, man. I mean, it's everywhere, so I don't know why I don't get it. But it's foreign to me why someone couldn't just meet someone rather than trying to hook up with their photographer
and their mom and the photographer's mom.
Yeah.
See, he seemed like a cool dude. He was in his mid-50s too. I mean, it was actually. Yeah, it was pretty fucking rad. At first I was like, man, at first I'm like, this is a guy I would like to buy a beer, until he started
asking you to
constant. The type that'll get mad at you when they say hey 3 times in a row and they don't get that you don't want to talk, and then they're like, I see that you're online. Like, yeah, I'm talking to other people.
People I want to talk to
without people I want to talk to, but
hoops in their ass.
Get that, yeah.
Fuck, okay. Good. I was thinking it was going to be like a corporate gig or something, like Burger King, but I was not anticipating the 36 rings in the fucking balls. That's wow.
Yeah, I wasn't anticipating that. Pants off, but there it was.
Tell me he had pull-away pants. That would have been so money. He's like, all right, I'm here. You're blinded by the reflection of
that. I wish that would have happened. I wish that I could say, yeah, that happened, but no, it didn't.
He was all gently going over the piercings and stuff.
Yes.
He's like,
rip him. I wanted so desperately to ask him to do jumping jacks or something. I just want to hear the sound it makes, because it makes a sound.
Yeah. Clack, clack, clack. Actually, it would be like a brat, brat.
Yeah.
That's so messed up. All right, so you're also an artist, and I think whenever you run across someone who's professional in whatever field, it always stems from personal expressions in other ways, and you never... Okay, arguably, I've never discovered a creative individual who only focuses solely in one medium. And so even though you're a professional photographer, you've obviously expressed yourself in different mediums. I mean, we can see pieces behind you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think most of what's behind me I've made. I don't know how much, you can see on the screen.
Oh, here, that's true. I see a lot more. The setup is normally I do a full screen view of just you, but the way this is messed up right now, so I can't.
Yeah.
So just to the side of you, you have a gigantic mannequin with an old diver's helmet there, right?
Hold on.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's the lag. I gotta wait on it to just And I'll pull that back this way now. Kind of.
Like the
Yeah, see now, that's...
ever.
That lag is... I thought my screen was falling down because of the lag.
You're good now.
Gee.
You're good
Yeah,
now.
everything's good now.
So what's your favorite medium other than photography?
Oh, okay. Drawing, probably. I like to draw.
I like drawing
it's fun.
pictures. Nice.
Like a makeup picture.
Is it like pencil, marker, ink?
Everything, just whatever I have. I've got a bunch of supplies. I just like to have fun.
I just so happen to have some of your artwork here that I'd like to share with the audience.
All right.
You be all right with that?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Like, damn, that's awesome.
Thank you.
What, I mean, is that, it's digital? It's you sketched it out and put it in Photoshop? Or?
Yeah, that was a giant, like, 24 by 30 picture that I had drawn, and took pictures of it and just did a bunch of digital stuff to it as well, just, for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them are just drawings, though.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
So this is very much like, Satan!
Yeah.
I am evil!
I loved that one so much. That was a white piece of paper, and I drew around it with the negative space.
Really?
It took a really long time.
This one slipped in, because clearly this is not a drawing.
It is not. But
There's a drawing.
Photo of me in New York City.
Sorry, I had like so many images. I was trying to put them all in. Ghost, of course.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, a little Gacy.
I love that. That Gacy actually sold, and I feel so bad now. I can't remember his name. It was Ryan something. He has the Death Row Art Show before he passed. Bought that Gacy, and it was really cool because it was hung up next to real Gacy's. You know what I mean?
Shit.
And that's like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in the art world is just having it hung. It's badass.
That is badass.
Yeah.
You're serial killer adjacent. That's pretty awesome. This is a great one right here. I dig that a lot.
Thank you.
What is that? Was that all marker or what?
It was.
Well, I'm gonna pause it and go back.
I think so. Okay.
I
want to say it was probably a colored pencil. Oh no, yeah, some of it's marker. Some of it is marker, colored pencil, regular pencil, watercolor paint. Looks like.
I love mixed media. I love the texture, the depth, the vibe you get. It's just dramatically different than anything you can produce otherwise. That's great. So you fell into Satanism.
Sort of.
I mean, that's how that was my takeaway. You were just like, I kind of ended up there.
Where else was I supposed to go?
It's true. It's that or the flying spaghetti monster, and it was a tough call.
Which is too woo fuckery for me, I guess.
Yeah.
I like realists, and I like Satanism because it's just, oh fuck, I had it too. I don't know.
It is pretty fuck.
It's so fuck. It's such fuck.
Dark and Light is asking, have you thought about submitting any artwork to the Devil's Reign? Are you familiar with that?
No, I'm not familiar with that, but I would submit anywhere.
The Devil's Reign is a series. It seems like they're annual at this point, but Howl Gallery has put out this book curated by Magus Gilmore, the High Priest of the Church of Satan, called The Devil's Reign. And every year they have a new volume that's released, and it's filled with artists just spanning the gamut of mediums, and it's a theme, so you have to do something in that theme.
Did they do one? It was like 70s psychedelic or something.
That was the last one. Yeah.
Then okay, so I saw that. I didn't retain it obviously, but yeah, I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, it's again, see, and this is what it kind of frustrates me about Satanism. Okay, let me rephrase that because it's not fair. It frustrates me about Satanists in the Church of Satan sometimes. And I know people are going to be bitching about me bitching about this. It's a bubble. You get caught in a bubble. I love the Church. I'm a member of the priesthood. I absolutely adore everything about the religion and the organization, but the individual members find themselves in a fucking bubble, and they don't ever get out of that goddamn bubble. And the reality is the real life doesn't exist in that fucking bubble. You got to get out. And so there's this solipsistic idea that, oh, well, you are a Satanist, you must understand everything that every individual Satanist does, hence you must know about the devil's reign. And Dark and Light, I don't mean to shit on you in this. It's not about you. I'm just using that as a platform to jump off of. We have to stop thinking in the bubble fucking terms. Life isn't a goddamn bubble, and you get trapped in the right or the left. Yeah, it's a wild spectrum. Everything from sexuality to gender to fucking religion.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It drives me nuts. And this... All right, I'm going to stop because it frustrates me, and I start to get angry, and then I start yelling like a fucking child. Maybe I should have your kid come in here, and we'll just scream at each other.
Yeah, oh, he'd be so down for that. He's already pissed that I'm not letting him be on here.
Well, he made his way on here in spirit for sure. All right, so you're an artist, you're a photographer, you're a Satanist. That's not all, folks. You also edit a magazine, right?
I do, yes. I am the co-owner and editor for Propulsion Magazine, and we dedicate ourselves to promoting underground artists from all over the world. Mm-hmm. And it's just really fun because, I'm obsessed with art. I'm obsessed with photography. I'm not just obsessed with my own. I'm obsessed with other people's as well. And I want to see people succeed. Mm-hmm. And I want to see talented, skilled people, succeed. I can't tell you how many times I find artists that are just phenomenal. And, I go to their pages and just crickets. Like, nobody's looking at their stuff. And it's ridiculous because, it's a popularity contest as well as it is, a skill contest. And some of these people need to be promoted. Some of these people, need to be seen because they're making incredible art and nobody's seeing it. And what the fuck is the point? Mm-hmm. So my buddy, Tony, and I started this magazine many years ago, took a few-year hiatus just because life is bullshit, and then got back to it in full swing last year, maybe? Is it 2008? Yeah, last year or the year before? I don't fucking know. My brain. But yeah, we started the magazine. We man it. We do all the pages. We email people. We just love it with him. And he's an artist himself.
How many issues do you have right now?
10 or 11. Not that many.
What's the release schedule for it?
I don't have it in here. I do 5 issues a year. I want to say we literally just changed the release schedule like a week ago because we're fixing it up. So we're doing now small issues throughout the year, and then every year a big ass Halloween issue because we started it as like a darker art sort of thing, So we still go all out on Halloween.
Do you branch out from the dark now? I mean, the way you said that, it makes me think.
We do. Sometimes just because as I got older, I started to love, like with the Bubblegum Jesus shoot that I did, where it's dark, it's all bright ass pink. So I started to really like mixing light stuff with dark stuff. I think it works really well. And sometimes dark people create light art and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think it all kind of fits. As long as it looks good and it fits with the magazine, we'll publish it. It doesn't have to be spooky, It can just be gorgeous.
Hell yeah. Well, this is what's so great about celebrating art in general, is that it doesn't have to be something that you intimately connect with to be able to recognize it as a stellar piece of art. Like, you don't have to buy... For example, I am a fucking fanatic for gospel music. I don't know why. I love it. But I'm a fucking Satanist. Gregorian chants are great.
Amazing.
Fucking just great. But again, that's Christianity. I'm a Satanist. But I don't care. I still love it. There's no reason why you can't absolutely recognize craftsmanship or quality in something that... And you don't have to... And here's an example. I wrote an essay about should we condemn individuals for their bad behavior and then punish their artwork too. So by consuming their creativity, whether it's a film or a novel or art, are we somehow condoning their personal behavior? And we have to separate these ideas, because what one creates is not one entirely who one is. It's a part of who they are, certainly. It's an expression of who they are, certainly, but it's not the entirety of them. So Weinstein is a fucking asshole, but I'm still going to watch Pulp Fiction because I love it. So I can separate the two. You can absolutely separate the artist from the artwork, and especially the message behind what the artist may be trying to portray in the artwork. You don't have to listen to a song about Jesus and believe in Jesus. You can just appreciate the song for what it is. Like, and this, it drives me crazy. You find too many people who can't. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, you're fine. There are too many. Well, shit. Now I'm like, as somebody who listens to Gigi Allen, I get it. Right. Like, I get it. We're on the flip side. Like if I had worse taste in music and listened to Chris Brown or something, who beat Rihanna.
That's how I say it.
Rihanna, yeah. Rihanna. Like, he's a piece of shit. I don't listen to his music, but if I did, I might necessarily not go out and buy his new CD because I don't want him to get any money, but, I just listen to it on YouTube or something like that. You can still enjoy things without supporting the person who makes it as well.
Right.
It's really, that's what people have, I think, an issue with too, is they're like, well, if I'm consuming their artwork in a way, then they feel they're condoning it because they're giving them money. But there are ways to appreciate things without condoning it, without, putting money in the pockets of the people who are just shit asses.
Yeah.
No, you can separate. You have to separate it. Otherwise, there's nothing sacred anymore. I saw this thing, like, I'm obsessed with Tool. I love Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Pussy Riot. I love, almost as much as I love Primus. And, he's got this, there's this thing now with the rape allegations, and of course, I don't know if it's true or not. If it's true, it could make me hate Maynard, but it couldn't make the feeling that I get when I listen to the music change. Mm-hmm. It couldn't take away the memories that I have with those songs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you don't. Again, Gigi Allen.
Yeah, I mean, and again, we have to understand. Certainly, as Satanists, we should be focusing on this aspect. We're about individualism. We're about us, our experience, our mastery, the way that we internalize things is not to project it out and become social justice warriors. It's about our individual interpretation of these things, and we make choices that benefit our own lives for our own lives' sake, not for some greater bullshit good. So it drives me crazy when you do find those people that boycott, like back in a long time ago when Tom Cruise jumped on Oprah's couch and started freaking out about saying postpartum I can't say the goddamn word, postpartum depression was bullshit. I knew girls at the sports studio that I worked at that were like, I'm banning him. I'm never watching his movies again. Never. He doesn't understand me. He wildly offended me. Who gives a fuck what his opinion is? If you like his movies, then watch it. If you get a boner watching Top Gun, fucking, a girl boner, then fucking do. Actually, the more you watch it, it's kind of a man boner. It's not a girl boner. Gayest film that no one ever admits. But if that's your bag, then fucking watch it and ignore the weirdo behind it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect you as the consumer. You're internalizing your emotions, like you just mentioned. What happened in the time when that music was inspiring you. Mm-hmm. That's what you're drawing from it, not some potentially alleged offense that the individual who created it may have done. So
yeah,
anyway, yeah, it's fucking wrong. We've really went off the rails.
We all create things that have nothing to do with us sometimes,
Absolutely. Well, let me end with saying that I absolutely adore what you've created. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing it with us. And again, I want everyone to see what you've done because it's truly beautiful work, and I'm not even lying. I genuinely want you to shoot.
Thank you.
Me
I
and my
love
family.
hearing
I think
it.
that'd be amazing. So can you tell the good folks watching now and after the fact where they can find you online, where they can find your work, maybe where they can, hire you?
Show enough can. Okay. Wormwoodphotography.com. Worm spelled with a U. Worm.
W.
Like this. See it like this? With a U. Oh shit, it's so bright. Yeah, fuck. Okay. There are links in the description too. And that's so I'm anywhere. If a Wormwood Photography exists on a website, it's probably me. It better be me.
Or someone's gonna get punched.
Yeah, they're gonna remember the kicking and screaming and punching thing. Yeah. Do that. Just show up at houses.
Dude, my drill sergeant used to say, if I get in a fight, I'm going to start punching and kicking till I see blood, and it's not going to be mine. Like, that was, like, every day he said that. That's what's going to happen.
Eventually, you're just like, okay, bud.
Yeah, you're like, all right, you want to see blood? Fuck, man. Jeez. Get
Just
laid or
have
something.
some.
Why are you yelling all the time? Jeez. Libya's saying she loves you in all caps, so it's true.
Does that look like a heart? From my side, it looks like a heart.
I think a heart in any left or right still looks like a heart, like flipped or not.
Shut up, don't embarrass me in front of my friends.
This has been a lot of fun. I've really had a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And for all of you joining us live, thank you guys so much. Just the way this particular episode panned out, because I updated the stupid program, I wasn't able to look and catch all of the damn comments like I normally am on top of. So I apologize for that. If you asked a question that wasn't answered, I mean, this is life. It happens. So get over it. But you can always contact Jess yourself, and she can block you. So don't obsess over her with your pierced genitals. Okay, people? It's gross.
Let's do a time you take pictures of them, because I'm down for that.
That's true.
I'm cool with that.
That's true. All right.
Cheeseburger money.
Get out of there, people. If you want to support the show, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share it. Push that little thumbs up thing. That means like. You click the thumbs down thing, and she's going to start punching and kicking until she sees blood, and it's not going to be hers. I can't help it. It's not me. It's her. All right, everyone. Until we can speak of the devil again, hail Satan. Breathing part.
So they can't hear me now?
No, they can.
Fucker. Well, I'm glad I asked before this.